Hi, I'm Heather Warlick, reporting for NewsOK.com, and I'm here at the Oklahoma History Center. Today is the unveiling of a brand new exhibit. It's called Unconquered, Allan Hauser and the Legacy of One Apache Family. Yes. With me I have Dr. Bob Blackburn, and he is the head curator here at the Oklahoma History Center. So, Dr. Blackburn, tell us how this exhibit came to be. I know that it was instrumental from the very beginning of the History Center.
Yes. Well, it started with looking for a monumental piece of bronze that we could put at the entryway to the museum. We wanted something that expressed the Oklahoma spirit. We wanted something that was bold and it would greet visitors and capture the spirit of Oklahoma. We're a land of immigrants, of mobility, of survival, of spiritual strength, and we wanted something that would express that. And Cliff Hudson at the time was chairman of our fundraising committee, and Cliff and I went to Santa Fe to see a piece by an Oklahoma artist named Allan Hauser. And the Unconquered, which is two Apache warriors looking out at the horizon. Maybe they're looking for tonight's meal, maybe for the next place to find water, maybe a place to trade, maybe looking for enemies to protect the family. But we saw that piece in the desert at Allan Hauser's compound, knew we had to have it. The Inasmuch Foundation would ultimately help us purchase that piece. But at the time, we told the family, yes, we want the Unconquered, but we want more than that. We want to tell the story of Allan Hauser, but not just Allan Hauser. We want to tell the family story of his sons, Bob and Philip, and Lon and Roy. And Stephen. We want to tell the story of grandparents like Sam Houses, 14-year-old boy captured with Geronimo in 1886. We want to tell the story of Mangus Coloradus, his maternal grandfather, one of the greatest Apache warriors of all time. Then take this story, which is very much an Oklahoma story of Indians being removed to Oklahoma. They were POWs at Fort Sill, 1894 to 1912. We wanted to tell all of this story and show how this cultural experience, this family experience, the spirituality, the bonds of sisters and of brothers and mothers and sons has been expressed through the art of this one remarkable family. Allan Hauser, the most recognized, most celebrated Indian artist in the world. When the Smithsonian's Museum of the American Indian opened in 2004, he was the featured artist. When the Salt Lake Winter Olympics was held, they featured one artist, Allan Hauser.
That's right. And his sons, Bob and Philip, also are artists. A lot of their work is featured here as well. So tell me, what is it about this exhibit that you feel like should draw Oklahomans in, and why should people come see it?
Well, I think for those who like art exhibits, we have so many phases of their artistic career. Allan Hauser started with tempera painting, would go to watercolors. He would go to bronze, of course, and marble. All of that is represented. He also would go all the way from very representational, you know exactly what the sculpture is, to abstract, like what is that thing? Well, to art aficionados, it makes sense, and it's beautiful stuff. It makes you cry sometimes when you look at some of these stories. And so you have a wide range of art, but then among the work of these three artists, you see a sense of family, of spirituality, you see survival, defiance, you see the strength of the individual. And if there's any one Oklahoma characteristic that I love personally as a historian, it's that spirit that, hey, you can throw anything at us, dust bowls, you can throw a bad football team, you can throw, tornadoes, whatever. We're here. Come,
yes.
Bring it on.
Wow.
Well, this one remarkable family has survived, they've prospered, and their creativity gives us a window into the experience of Oklahoma and America.
Well, many of the items here at the exhibit will be permanent, and then some will only be shown through July of 2009. So thank you very much, Dr. Blackburn, for your time.
Thank you for coming.
I'm here with Brian Beasley. He's a documentarian. He put together a 30-minute documentary featuring the family of Allan Hauser, and it's being shown here at Unconquered, the exhibit at the Oklahoma History Center. So, Brian, first of all, I'm interested. You are you're a rock and roll videographer.
Right.
How did you go from that to doing this documentary?
Actually, I got very lucky. One of my best friends in the whole world, my best friend in the whole world is Bob Ross, who actually runs the Inasmuch Foundation. And when Dr. Bob Blackburn first came up with the idea of Unconquered, he kind of went to Bob and says, do you guys know anyone who does, films? And he was like, yeah, actually I do. So we lined up an introduction, and Dr. Blackburn basically pitched the idea to me, and I was like, you know what, I would love to dive into this and venture in and find out all about the family and their art and stuff like that. And it was a great learning experience. It took a year, but it really did come out fantastic.
So it took a year of your time to put together a 30-minute documentary. And so what were some of the, maybe some of the interesting things that you found along the way, something that surprised you?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. The entire family was completely inspiring. From the grandparents telling their stories of them living as Apache Indians at the turn of the century, and then those stories being passed on to Allan, and putting those stories into his art, and then all the boys being able to do all different arts, from flute making to sculpture to welding these amazing pieces together into beautiful pieces of art. And so it really was absolutely fascinating to learn about how this one family was, using their history and their roots to make these beautiful pieces.
And you're an Oklahoma boy. You were born and raised in Oklahoma.
I was.
And so tell me, you said this is one of the biggest things that you've ever done. How exciting for you is it to have your piece featured here?
Oh, it was absolutely fantastic. My favorite aspect of this entire project was that I got to come home and actually do a film here in Oklahoma. So, and this museum it's first rate. It's one of the best museums I've ever been to in the country, let alone Oklahoma. And so I was wowed just to be, considered for the project and finally chosen. And so I'm just honored to be a part of it, to be honest with you.
Welcome back. We're glad to have you.
Well, thank you. Good to be back.